Oh, Bart, there was a particularly disturbing incident in, I believe, the December, winter of 1970.
I guess it was, I don't know, it seemed like it was 10:30, 11 o'clock. I went outside to empty a garbage can. And just as fate would have it, just as I was there, I saw a cross that lit up. And it was in essence, ironically, it's in essence the parking lot of the Walker Library. And so, you know, I immediately went over, I was going to kick it down, and as I remember very distinctly, as I got closer, I thought, you know, this is the real thing. These were railroad ties that were wrapped in burlap, soaked in gas or kerosene or something, and then it must have been lit by some remote control because nobody was around, and I saw it from the first. So I started kicking it down, and then I got a little worried. Is there somebody with a sniper? You know, I mean, this is real stuff. Anyway, we got it down, and soon after, Gerald and Al came out, and then a trickle of other students. And Gerald was really trying to calm everybody down. And there was a young woman named Angela Winfrey from Memphis. And Angela said, "Hell no, we're not. You know, we're not going back." And so she sent somebody to each of the dorms to bring all the black students to this, you know, to this location. And so there was a discussion on what to do and all. And then the decision was, look, we're going to go see Dr. Scarlett. But this time, this was well after midnight. And it just happened that my dorm was right on the way, so I was with everybody. And stopped in the dorm, called Dr. Scarlett. I don't know how I had your number, but I had the number.
You had our number a long time.
Only time I think I'd ever called it, and I said, "Dr. Scarlett, we're on our way." And to his credit, he was there on the porch, and there was, you know, a long discussion. There really wasn't you know, it was hurt, not anger.
That must have been when you realized that your yard was filling with students. Can you tell us what
We were almost ready to go to bed, and I heard this noise, voices, some a little angry sounding, but a lot of noise. There were bicycles and cars, and people walked. You know, they came however they could get there. And the doorbell rang, and I said, "Mel, you know you're not going out there." And he said, "You better believe it. You watch me." And he opened the door and went out. And I tippy-toed up the stairs and sat in the little den that was above the front porch, where I couldn't hear what they were saying, but I could hear the tone of what was being said. And I don't know, I must have gone to bed about 2:30, and he was still there until about 3 o'clock, I think, in the morning. But I think he decided that he would do a radio broadcast and hit all the classrooms at the same time. No emails then, no computers. You did it the best way you could. But he did say that if students had a serious grievance or anything that had troubled them, he did not want to hear it secondhand. He wanted them to come to the office and discuss it and see what they could do about it.
Phyllis, what do you remember? Where were you when you heard there'd been a cross burning?
I was in my dorm, Monahan Hall, and a young lady ran in the dorm and said, come on, we've got to go. There's been a cross burning on campus. We're marching on to the president's house. We dropped everything and ran out the door. Now, I read in the article about 60 students gathered on the president's lawn. I saw 500 students.
Yeah, there were more than 60.
I saw many, because I remember we looked around and we thought, we didn't know we had this many students on campus, you know. So the
and
word
maybe you
got
didn't.
out, and maybe not, but the word got out very quickly. I remember Al and Gerald both went inside, right? And when they came back out, and we were angry. We were angry about the cross burning, and you know, we just had the cheerleader deal, and now we have the cross burning. Dick Gregory had spoken that night.
That's right.
So we thought that's why there was a cross burning, because Dick Gregory had spoken on the campus. But after they finished talking and they came out, we heard a voice say, well, we gave you 2 black cheerleaders. Now that is what caused the problem. Ooh. We gave you 2 black cheerleaders.
Tokens.
And yes. And that really upset the group. And I do remember the radio or TV
Radio. I think it was
Radio. I
radio.
remember it seems like I was in biology class when it came on. But we did see some changes, like for instance, the notebooks stopped having the Nathan Bedford Forrest. That was removed from the notebooks and that kind of thing. I know students also wanted Nathan moved from Forrest Hall. We wanted Nathan moved from everything.
Right.